everybody. Got my hair cut. Got the stragglies. There's a bob better. This one's called Butterfly. These are all Patricios. I don't smoke pot. I haven't since I was 24. the next one good? One more. Woo! Okay. What is the next one? I might be done for this. Oh, this is nice. This is Jasmine Whispers. Getting hot in here. that's enough. That's a lot of songs. Oh. Not too bad for a heart attack in April. Oh, thank you, Sizzle Moon Song. Cheat music. Probably would. Nice. What the heck? I want to chop, 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 chop down. Tired, nice, gnarly. Here for you. Love the vibes. Thank you. Holy cow. Ah, that dance was extinct. No way. What girl? What was that? What was that dancing by Sarah? Ooh, beautiful Tina. Thanks, Luna. Bo Cookie, shouldn't you be cooking your husband dinner? I'm divorced. This is my free spirit that I always had to keep in, right? Are you okay? I'm bloated. I hate you. Is this Diddy? What the heck was that? Definitely love the vibe. Thank you. It'll slow down now. Oh my gosh, you guys are so, what the F? Snowing over here, says Von Frickin X. Oh, I'm shaking because I have tremors. I have essential tremors. I've had them since 1989. And now that I'm older, it's worse. There's a lot of 67s in here. No, I'm not 67. I stole Melissa Fresh Toast. What does that all mean? The 67. I'm 63. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Well, thank you, Jeremy GBBMX. I have a nice behind. Well, thank you. Yes, put my real age in. It's a meme. Chicken coop. Oh, Lord. It's a meme that the kids do. I don't think it's good. Oh, the number 67 thing? Yeah, we don't want to harm any kids. I look like I'm 51. Thanks, Jay Busy. Thank you. Well, I know when I was 30, I could pass for 19, for real. And in my 40s, people thought I was my 20s, and I don't know, I stopped smoking and I stopped drinking 14 years ago. Thanks, Scarlett Moore. That's so nice. Thank you. Please hag me. What? Flow State Football Real. I look 20. I wish. Thanks, Scarlett Moore. Great decision. I don't even think you look 50, Tina, says Killing Time. Well, thank you. I mean, you guys probably all think I have filters on. I don't. See if I get close. See, I can make wrinkles on my head like anyone else. Watch. Hey? There's some wrinkles up close. But I don't do that very often, so I don't really have a problem with it. What do my regulars think of my bob? This is what I wanted before, right? Remember she cut it with a razor and I had that little bit of length like Joan Jett? It didn't shape my face right. I just didn't like it. What's my opinion of a perfect day? Wow, a perfect day would be, excuse me, not waking up with a headache, because even though I ordered a Durillo pillow, it's too flat. I like cushy. You know what I mean? So I wake up with a sore neck a lot, so that would be the beginning of a perfect day. I've never had anybody ask me that, and that's such a good and perfect question. Probably not having any worries or concerns of that day, just being able to relax. Instead of going to a beach, I've always wanted to do like a cabin with the snow and have the fireplace, and it doesn't have to be a bearskin, rug in front of the fireplace, just some kind of rug, and have some kind of nice homemade soup. And if I drank, it would be, a little bit of wine or whatever. But and then, and go skiing before that. I would love to go downhill skiing again. It's been years. And I've said this before. I had my own Fisher skis when I was younger. And then I had these really cool BOA, Norwegian, my own skis. And in all the moving I did and everything, they got lost. I didn't keep track of things right in my 20s. Yeah, so am I a great skier? No. Would I fall on my rear end now and probably get really hurt? Yes. But, when I was in my 20s, I could ski, intermediate or whatever. My heritage, I'm 80% Norwegian. Yeah. Yeah, 80%. And the other 20 is Irish, Scot, Dutch, Polish, and crap, now I can't remember. Irish, Scot, Dutch. Oh, did I say German already? Scot, Dutch, German, Polish. Oh God, one other. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I would go skiing, but it costs a pretty penny. And things are tight right now. If I'm going to say it, this might be a good time. I am monetized now. It's been about a month. And yeah, I have 51 members. And I didn't know how many. I was in my studio last night there's so many YouTube studios. I mean, there's like 3 layers on this iPad, and I couldn't for the life of me get into where the mod is. Mary Jane Doe is my head mod. She's fantastic. She's always here. And she's good and she's patient. And, I used to be really against all the timing out and blocking. I'm still against the blocking, really, because I think first impressions mean a lot, right? And some people might come in here and be like, oh my gosh, and it's just, it's a sports bra. But I knew I was going to get warm dancing. And I also didn't know, thank you, how many songs I'm going to dance to. I also haven't heard them before. Like, that's the truth. I adapt my body to the song and how I think it might go even. But I just play off the YouTube studio, free music thing so I don't get in trouble. I know I can order music and all this, but it costs money. I don't have it. Well, thank you, Nicholas Haddon. Thank you. Yeah, stand up for you. My religion? Well, I mean, I would say I'm a Christian. I may not always act like the perfect Christian. You must have come in late. You'll have to watch back my live. Yeah, and my hair looks really dark, but it's a chocolate cherry. It almost looks black in this lighting. Let's see what this light does. Sometimes it's just kind of bright. There we go. All right. So we got a bunch of peaches. Hi. Hi, Sierra. I sent you a messenger since you were live already for a couple hours and I had to get going. We're having a late dinner here. I'm 3 hours earlier, so I went ahead anyway. I went ahead and went live. If you were an hour in, I would have waited and I would have even have joined, but I didn't know how long you were gonna be. Propopanol has helped a lot. Sizzle Moon Song. I used to be on that, but I had a stress-induced heart attack on April 18th. And before that, I'd say 6 months, because I was on propopanol for my tremors. And they did work, but it also made my heart kind of race. when I would come up steps and stuff. And I talked to my doctor about it, and then he said, yeah, that medication can do that. And I was like, between that, I know people are tired of hearing about it, but I had a stroke. I had a thalamic stroke in 2020. And so you can be fit, because I'm pretty fit and pretty healthy, and take my vitamin and quit drinking and quit smoking. And if it's hereditary, like on your mom or your dad's side of the family, watch out, you guys. Watch out. Find out your history. It started with my cholesterol being both numbers was a total of 253. It's supposed to be 150, like at the highest, and I'm 253. So that's extremely high. And, I was doing good on my red yeast rice supplements, but it wasn't enough for me. He wanted me to go on medication, and I was like, I not yet. Let me try the Mediterranean diet, right? Thank you, Arbor Lawns. Thank you. Well, I used to like to party like the rest of you, and thank you so much. Thank you, Scarlett Moore. Thanks so much. I hope you guys hit the like. Be wonderful to get 50 likes. I have no idea how many I have. Oh my God, I have 85? Oh my gosh. Wow, thank you so much. What? There's 101 watching? Okay, I haven't had that in a long time either. Wow. Wow. Oh, 86 on my iPad, it says the thumbs up, and 89. I really appreciate that. It gets my name out even more. I'm out there in the feed somewhere. People are finding me from all over the world, you guys. What? No, Joe Rogan didn't pass, did he? Wow. Wow. Well, yeah, it might have been. I mean, it might have been my outfit, but the thing is, see, I've had, no, good grief, no. No, I'm full-fledged woman all the way. But I'm 63. I'm not a young chicken anymore. Like, I'm just not. I used to be. If you guys go to my post, my community post, and look back at them, you'll see that I'm pretty positive, with quotes and things. I don't like the big long quotes where you read and read and read and nearly forget what you've heard or read. Okay, so Mary Jane Doe, you can put the disclaimer in if you want. I want to cover these two stories. I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard of them. One came up in my email on the People True Crime magazine. I think it was 4 days ago. And then another one, kind of similar, but not really, came up last night. I was like, what on earth? These people go hiking, including children in one story, and the children nearly die. And in the other one, she does die. the girlfriend of this man. So, wow, wow, Christina Logan, hello. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So, I I'll just read the copyright disclaimer too, and you can put it in if you want. On my StreamYard, I have it streaming on the bottom, but I could have put it in the description. I just get tired of having to constantly type it in, especially with my hands. It's mostly my hands that tremor. Okay, I'm serious. Like, okay, see how the left one's moving even more? Whoops, it's not as strong. I'm right-handed. So, now when I extend, it's almost worse. So, I probably need to squeeze one of those squeeze ball things to strengthen both sides. Um, and I'm sure the heart attack made my tremors worse. Block Boy Cuddy. Too many kitties. Too many kitties. So a lot of people are coming in different avatars. I know they're not new people, to my program. Hi, ADHD. Yo, Megan. Please hit the like for Tina. Thank you so much. But hey, I don't expect it. I'm on 6 medicines for your stroke. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I used to be on Adverstatin for my stroke, Adversastatin, or however it's pronounced. Now I'm on Rosuvastatin because after, I'd say like a good whole year, maybe a year and a half, the tops of my legs, my muscles in my legs were unbelievably sore, you guys, like aching, right? So I told my doctor about it, and he's like, yeah, let's try rosuvastatin because the Adverstatin can cause muscle aches. And I was like, oh, right. So I'm on rosuvastatin. And guess who else is? Trump. Trump is on rosuvastatin or whatever it's called. Yeah. So, oh, you guys, I did a live. I have paperwork and I rode my bicycle because I don't drive up to the hospital and I had to be on 2 different machines to condition my heart. And in fact, I'll give you guys the results at the end of December. I think it's the day after my son's birthday, or the day before. I'm going to find out if my heart is fully healed via muscle. When you have a stress-induced heart attack due to someone dying, my mom died in February, and while she was on hospice and dying, I was very sick, influenza B. You guys look up the difference between A and B. A is like a week. B is, for me, it was 3 weeks. My daughter, who's 21, was sick for 2 weeks. That'll give you an idea. And my son got it. And so needless to say, I couldn't go see my mom. And then she passed. But she was in and out of consciousness. The second week I was sick while we were talking on the phone. So I'm just glad she's not suffering anymore. But, and the thing is, she knew I was sick. And then her husband said, well, you've got to make sure it's not COVID. And I said, well, I understand that. So that's how I found out it was influenza B, not COVID and not A. Because he said, if you're going to come here, and you can't come here if you have COVID. That's what he said. And I don't blame him. My mom was 82. February. Yeah, she was 82. Well, she's 21 years older than me. So she would have been 84 this past, May. And then my dad passed away. He was 86, I believe. And they're both in Iowa. That's the thing. So they were pretty far away. I lived there for a long time. Goodness gracious. These people are really trying to like get me in trouble with my channel, apparently. But this is a thing. I'll go back and I'll see all the people, right, that said hello, and I'll delete things that aren't appropriate. I always watch back my live. One time I had no sound, and it wasn't the mute thing, it was something else for about, how long was that? Like 7, 8 minutes. If you would not say it to your own mother or grandmother, aunties or daughter or sister, then do not say it to her, period. I don't know what they're saying. And you know what? I've been called everything under the sun, and I don't care about names. Like I don't care about names, because you know what, you guys? I know who I am, and I don't drink, and I don't get stoned to mask feelings. I mean, not everybody does it to mask feelings, right? Even getting stoned out there, but some do. Like they don't want to feel, but I feel. Oh, thanks, Damascus Wench. Thank you. No, I watch it back because I might need more mods, right? I can get in there and make people more mods. And then because if anything's too derogatory or racist to the man that just watched, well, then why do you watch back if you don't care, or whatever he said? I need to get those out, especially being monetized now. So if anybody wants to be a little guinea pig, because I used to have 2 guinea pigs at a time. You want to have 2 or they get really lonely, only males. And Charlie passed away, I think it was this past August. Yeah, it wasn't last August, it was this past. And and then 2 more, and then another one for the other one, and so for 13 years. So I thought that would be a cute emoji thing. And the reason the price is, I think it's $3.99, and the next one up is either $4.99 and it's not $1.99, is YouTube said for the amount of subs that I have, and whatever the algorithm, that I shouldn't go any higher than $3.99. They recommended $3.99, but ever since I saw other people out there with $1.99 and $2.99, well, maybe it's $2.99. I think it's $3.99 though. No, maybe the guinea pig is $2.99. Now I can't remember, and that's the other thing I deal with. And I'm going to be seeing a neurologist when I can get in. It's like a 4-month wait, and I canceled last time. I was going through enough things in my life, and I canceled. So I need to make another appointment because I have a referral from my doctor, and I show that on a past live, the slums test for your memory. Mine was 19 out of 30, which the doctor said he was concerned about. So, oh Lord, again, you guys are funny. Oh, ow. There you go. All righty. So, oh my God, there's 53 in the, not call it the bushes. I called it the Alpine Mountains last time, and I meant to say Alps, the Alps. But now with all these crazy stories, you guys, why are people doing? I am crazy. I'm a little crazy. I'll tell you, marrying the same man twice, and him divorcing me the first time, and then I look him up, 3.5, or not 3.5. Let's see, I was 24, he was 22, and then we remarried when I was 30. So 6 years later, or no, when I was 32, because I had Parker right away when I was 33. So 8 years later, thought it would work. We're like grown up now, right? He's not in the Air Force anymore and blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, it lasted 15 years, but which I always thought it was 8. But I ordered my divorce decrees and my marriage certificate. No, 15 the second time, 2 years the first. But I was separated and all this, but I got involved with my daughter's father and was with him for 8 years. So yeah, and then he was quite a bit younger than me. He was 25 and I was 40 when I met him. And then I had my daughter Shaylin when I was 41. So yeah. So I mean, between that and so the second marriage to my ex, I said I wouldn't say his name on YouTube anymore, and I haven't for a while. I divorced him. I was in love with my daughter's father, but sleigh, and not the kind you ride in the snow, right? Good enough. Yeah. So between all that and thinking I would have like heart issue maybe because my dad had 5-way bypass at 55 and then had a pig valve put in 10 years later. They actually do that. Maybe they don't anymore. I don't know. But, honestly, you guys, I thought I would go through these medical things in my 70s or 80s or even 90s. Like I really, really did. So, well, thank you. All it is, you know what it is? This right here is my blush, which is peach. And I put that there. I have a whole bunch of colors and all kinds of stuff over here. And then instead of black, like I had on my StreamYard the other day, this is a mauvey dark brown. And, I find brushes, the little teeny brushes and the bigger ones work the best. And then instead of doing the false eyelashes like I did 2 years ago, which honestly looked pretty fake, even on me. And then when you don't have them on, you feel like you're just like exposed kind of. It's weird. I didn't feel like I was at all pretty without them on. So anyway, I learned, especially as you get older, you want eyeliner just on the outside. You don't want it all the way across the top, and you don't want it all the way here, because if you have it on the corners, it brings the eyes, because honestly, I don't have any eyelashes anymore. I spent years, right? It would clump. I spent years picking out and pulling out mascara and not knowing I was destroying really my eyelashes. As far as my makeup goes, I have a different color on today, and I'll show you since that lady liked it. It's a very strange thing. Okay, the container's a little bit dirty because it's in with my brushes. I rarely wear this. I usually wear this one. Almost every live I wear the NYX suede matte. I love matte. I didn't even wear lip gloss in high school. I didn't wear makeup really in high school. I didn't. Professional, and this kind is called Brunch Me. Brunch Me. It's kind of backwards on the screen, but it says Brunch Me. Brunch Me. Let's go have brunch. All right. And it is literally, this peachy mauvey color, which is perfect. I'm so glad I found it. But the one I have on today has a little bit of a mauvey, not really pink. It's supposed to be red. And guess what it's called? Jenn, Jenn. And the brand, it's a matte lipstick, and the brand is Calidora. Is that bizarre? I don't even know where it's from. Calidora with a D. Yeah, well, the thing is, look, it's like a pinky mauvey kind of thing. And I also don't ever use lip liner. For one, I have tremors. I mean, I'm not going to do that. So I line my lips while I'm doing my lipstick with the lipstick. And then just blush. I've never used foundation in my whole life. I don't use primers or whatever. I don't even know what they're for. I don't use concealer. And that might be why my skin is fairly good, because I never put a bunch of stuff on my face. I've never done a mask. Never. And Avon blush sticks. Wow, that sounds nice. So yeah, so anyway, I'm like blabbing away. I don't know if the disclaimer's in chat, so I'm just going to read it. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. This is what I've done for 2 years. Look at it. It's ripped. I don't want to write it again, so I'm not going to, you know? All right, let's get to this story. Don't ignore me, love. I love you forever. Well, he could be talking to somebody in chat. I don't want to assume it's me, but if it is, thank you. I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm having a lot of comments. Oh, did I put a trap? Not yet. And you know, the kittens, I mean, they're getting bigger. We have 3 little girl kittens, and boy, thank you, Mary Jane Doe. Thank you. Do I support Palestine or Israel? All right. I don't know how much of this I can say, but when those people flew in and grabbed those people and shot them and did all that stuff, the Gaza, right? That was just sick. But now the whole entire country is starving. I mean, people are dying. I've done a program on it before. And that's not fair. That's not fair. And it seems like Israel keeps the fighting going. So I'll just leave it at this. I'm not really for Israel right now. Now, I'm not talking about the people that live there, and there's some beautiful people, you know, in there and over there, I mean. The government, their government, it's really bad, you guys. You know, you're starving, you're trying to go get food, and you get shot while you're trying to get food if you're over there on the Gaza side. But I think, I don't know, but you can't talk too much about politics on here. So as you guys see, I don't even cover Trump anymore. Yeah. So to answer your question about a tree, I have a tree that is a fake tree, but it looks real. I mean, it really does. It's about 5 feet high. And last year for Christmas, we put our gifts way up on a shelf thing that's in the living room, that glass shelf thing that I put different, whatever they're called, on it. You know, where I display things for the holidays and stuff. But it has to be up high, right? And the other thing is, when I put things on those shelves, the cats can't be around. Because if they hear the bow or the paper or then they want to keep that in mind and jump up there later on and get to it. And I don't know what they'd do. Would they Would they rip the packages open? I mean, money's tight, like for a lot of people. I'm probably just going to try to get my kids a gift card for their Xbox or their Xboxes. And then I always get some pajama bottoms. You know, they both like those soft things every year. And that's about it. Now they're grown, 29 and 21. But I don't know, all these creators put these wish lists out. I'm just not going to do it because the thing about it is, I mean, if it's a family in need, right, and you want to help that family, that's one thing. But these creators out there that have more than enough of everything, everything. Um, I don't know. To me, it almost seems like dry begging. Is that even a word? I've heard it before. I wouldn't even call it grifting. I would call it dry begging. I've never done a wish list, and I'm not going to start now. But I would love it if people would be a member. That would be really, really cool. You can be a little emoji or a cat. I have some really colorful little kitties. If you check out my membership page, you'll see. And yeah, so I could have gotten monetized 2 years ago, but I didn't want to. I really didn't. But so I'm more careful, you know, and all that with TOS. And yeah. All right, let's get to these stories. Oh, am I staying home for the holidays? Because Killing Time is a friend of mine from Nebraska. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I haven't had a Christmas with my mom or dad with my mom since I was 20, and that's just the facts, because she was in Vermont and I was in New York before Plattsburgh Air Force Base area, and then I went to Okinawa, and then you know, because he was deployed over there, and then we came back a year later, and then she wasn't in Vermont anymore. She had moved to New York and was living on a houseboat with her new husband, right? And I visited her one time there, stayed for 2 weeks, living on a houseboat. It was so cool. But I had to take Dramamine. I get motion sickness really easily. And it worked because the boat, you know. And just a minute. Okay. So let's get to this. Now, the first one, honestly, don't even feel bad for me. I mean, in all honesty, between um, my son's mental challenges, anxiety, and he wants what he wants when he wants it, all this, and dealing with my ex and nasty emails for like a whole year. Um, and then, my mom getting her stomach cancer out of the blue. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. That's why she put herself on hospice. She knew she wouldn't be able to fight that. She already had a little stress induced heart attack because my sister is dealing with her ovarian cancer. I mean, it's one thing after another, you guys. But then, cyberbullying from different creators didn't help, and I didn't help it. I yelled back. I used to fight back. Um, when people are really gonna say, like, I don't mind being called names. It's the lies out there, right? It's blatant lies that people type in chats and that kind of thing. I mean, in creators' things, and then you hear about it and you're like, what the hell? And even if you prove them to be wrong, they want to go with the narrative, because honestly, at this point now, quite a few people and creators know who I am. Um, and Team Rose and I were very, very close. I mean, I've got a bunch of messages I need to listen to on Messenger, and I'm going to do that after this program. But calling me names, I mean, honestly, even the C word, right? I don't care. Like, it just doesn't bother me. They're just names, you know? And everyone's going to have their opinion about you. Some are good, some are bad. But honestly, I get more kindness and even love um, and loyalty from my friends on here, my subscribers, than negativity. If it was the opposite, I probably wouldn't be here anymore, you know? I made my son a big fat chicken pot pie, right? The Marie Calendar, and it fills him up. I mean, he left some chicken in it. I ate his leftover chicken in it a few days ago when he had one. And right when I'm in the middle of my life, he's knocking on the door for more food. Like, what? So I'm going to make him more. But he needs to have some boundaries and some respect, right? Now, you guys, this, so I went ahead and told him about a half hour more. I'm going to cover these stories and end my live. Oh, a beef one. I know. I kind of like the beef better than the chicken. Now, the first one I'm going to cover. Have you guys heard of this one? Okay, here it is, way down here. Dad accused of taking 3 kids on hike in dangerous conditions. And this is a thing. Okay, yeah, he didn't know, the weather was going to get bad. But his little girl said she was so scared because he pushed him on more. I mean, honestly, I almost think this was planned. And when you hear the story and how when the cops find them all, he doesn't even bring up the kids. He doesn't bring up that it's weird, you guys. So I almost think, and he was having problems at home with his wife. I almost think this was a deliberate thing. I mean, anyway, he was charged, and I'm going to read the story. At first, he was hailed a hero, right? Oh, he saves his children from dying, and yeah, but no. Now he's been charged with negligence and other things. All right, so here we go. Now, I try to pull up like one thing. Okay, this is, see, look at this. This is the first one. After getting lost, it says, on a hike, Dad, 31, bravely protected his 3 young kids in freezing weather. Okay, that's what they thought. Now, this was on October 12th. It says Micah Smith and his 3 young children were found and rescued on October 12th after they were reported missing during a hike in Utah's Big Cottonwood Canyon. All right. The dad's brother Zach wrote in a GoFundMe that the family was earlier caught in a storm. Okay. Now it says one of Micah's sons, Ezra, I think he's 4, he might be 5, is currently being kept alive. This is why I'm showing you guys this, by a heart and lung bypass machine. Okay, the poor little boy had a gosh darn stroke. You know why? His temperature was 60, below 60 or 60. I can't totally remember. I'm going to keep reading. Okay, so, he bravely sacrificed himself by protecting the kids amid their traumatic ordeal. So it was a 2-year-old boy, a 4-year-old boy. Think about these ages. A 2-year-old boy. Okay, I think they hiked like 9 miles. It was insanity. And the 8-year-old girl actually said, I know, no, he was so cold, his brain was like shutting down. He had a stroke. Now I looked the other day in to see if he was out of the hospital, and 3 days ago he wasn't. Maybe he is now today. I didn't check. So it was a 2-year-old boy. Think how small that is, you guys. That's not even 3. Think how little you are at 3. I think of my kids at 3. It's insanity. A 4-year-old boy, that's even too young. That's not even 6, 10, nothing. And an 8-year-old girl. Okay, now they went walking in the Broads Fork Trail area in Big Cottonwood Canyon, the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office said. Their vehicle was located in the Broads Fork parking lot. Okay, so, and this is October 12th. All 4 of them were taken to local hospitals for medical education, evaluation, and treatment. 2 of the children were found in critical condition. The 3rd was stable, and Micah was listed. All right. Now, the brother, okay, which is, Micah's brother, Zach Smith, okay, the dad's brother, said his kids were caught during a storm in the Wasatch Mountains over that weekend. The storm blew in as they were on the peak of Twin Peaks. Micah bravely sacrificed himself to protect his 3 kids on the mountain in freezing temperature and weather. Thankfully, search and rescue were able to find them early the next day. All right, the next day. So they spent, the whole evening and night freezing. Micah suffered 3rd-degree frostbite, and 3 kids were hospitalized. Micah's son Ezra is being kept alive by a heart and lung bypass machine right now. So Zach, his brother, said, dad who likes to take his kids on adventures. The poor little girl said, I'll be reading that in a little bit. Are we going to freeze to death? Yeah. All right. And he pushed on. She wanted to go back, go down the hill. He pushed these kids on. Uh, um, okay, so the condition of Micah's two boys is improving, although Ezra remains still in the ICU. We're praying for complete healing, blah, blah, blah. Zach also noted that Micah was able to see his sons and even walk a little. He's a tough guy and won't let his injuries keep him from his children. We're hoping for a full recovery for him, but it's still early to tell. The 8-year-old daughter was discharged from the hospital. Okay, Micah's family, they were grieving, asking for privacy and sensitivity. The mother was just sick. You can imagine. Now, that's that one, right? Go on to the next one. Dad accused of taking the 3 kids on hike in dangerous conditions, charged. Now, this is news. This is the picture of him and his wife, and it looks like the kids. I don't know if they're a little younger or about that age. He's charged, the father's charged with child abuse and torture. Wow, incredible. Okay, I'm going to play this. Hopefully not a bunch of, see, a bunch of ads don't come in, but of course they do. So I'm going to mute.
Micah Smith is facing 6 felony charges after investigators say he took his 3 young children to hike up Broads Trail up Big Conwood Canyon, leading to serious injuries and a rescue.
The search and rescue folks, for them, this hike was a hard hike. This is not an easy hike. This is one that even as trained professionals, they suffered injury trying to respond to it.
The indictment says Smith and his 3 kids, ages 2, 4, and 8, set out on the trail at 10 a.m. on October 11. Investigators said Smith did not check the weather. They were caught in a storm several thousand feet up the mountain. The indictment says they took shelter through the night under a rock. Salt Lake County sheriffs got the call for search and rescue on October 12th. The indictment said once the team found Smith along the trail, they said he was acting odd and told them that one of his kids had died.
2 of the younger children who had fallen down and taken some head trauma, including one who had stopped breathing.
In an interview with the 8-year-old girl, investigators said she told them her dad asked them to go on after she had said she deteriorated overnight. She said her dad taught her CPR to keep her brother alive.
Try to save her brother and also to continue to go through that experience where she communicated fear and concern, and they were told to march on.
Investigators said Smith's wife sent him text messages urging him to get the children down from the mountain before dark, at one point texting him child endangerment. Search and rescue said the kids were not wearing much clothing. According to the indictment, a video from Smith's phone recorded one of his children asking if they were going to freeze to death. The 4-year-old is still in the hospital. Investigators said his body temperature when he arrived at the hospital was 62.6 degrees. They said he had a stroke, requiring part of his skull to be removed and a drain to be placed.
That this was something the children were afraid to do.
District Attorney Sim Gill said these are allegations at this time. 3 charges are child torture and 3 for abuse.
That they were going over rocks that were slipping. They were having to grab onto vegetation as they were trying to hike, as they were further going up.
Gill said the children are getting the medical care they need and Child Protective Services are aware of this case. The indictment says Smith was also arrested for domestic violence in the weeks after the incident.
After this incident on November 10th, the defendant was trespassed from Primary Children's Hospital for interfering with one of his child's care and tampering with that, allegedly with that equipment.
Smith has been booked into jail without bail. We reached out to his family for comment but haven't gotten a reply. In Salt Lake City, Avery Kanowski, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Okay. Now I forgot about that. Tampering? What? He's going into the hospital to tamper with the equipment. I mean, was he trying to help his child pass away, die, whatever, to get back at his wife? You never know. Now, that's a big allegation, allegedly, I better say here. But he's been charged. And, yeah. Yeah, see, and that's why I wanted to show it. Part of his skull removed so they could drain it, and he had a stroke. These kids are little. Even 6, 8, and 10 is too young, I think, to go on some big long thing like that and push them on. Okay, so this is why oh, fiddlesticks. Now I got to pull my history back up. Okay, I'm going to show that one. Tired of tremoring all the time. I'm going to put my avatar on while I get the next one ready. I'm here. Just need a second here. Okay, this is the distraught mom. That's the mother right there. And it says below it, distraught Utah mom Samantha Smith appeared devastated outside the Airbnb she has called home since her 3 young kids were hospitalized after her estranged husband took them on a dangerous 9-mile hike. See? 9 miles, that's what I said, through bad weather and with limited supplies. All right. This is them. A picture of them on happier days at the beach, right? Look at this. That's little Ezra. His 4-year-old son remains critically ill at Primary Children's Hospital, having required 25 minutes of CPR after being found lifeless and later suffering a stroke that forced doctors to remove part of his skull to save his life. Okay, Smith's brother, Jedediah, 41, said he doesn't believe his brother was trying to harm the kids and that there was more to the story, implying it had to do with Samantha's new boyfriend. Okay, there you go. She wanted to move on. They were estranged. I should know, but I don't. Does that mean they're divorced or they're gonna be divorced because they're separated? So she had a new boyfriend, implying it had to do with Samantha's new boyfriend and the breakdown of their marriage. This is what he's saying, the brother of Micah. Okay, now I really do think that it was nearly deliberate. All right, another picture of her trying to go on with her life. And yeah. Oh, here it is. Samantha told police she was in the process of divorcing Smith when they were called to their blue painted Airbnb over an alleged domestic attack by the now jailed father. So they were in this Airbnb. Cops had to come and arrest him. Micah Smith, the father, was kicked out of the hospital on November 10 for allegedly interfering with his son's treatment and tampering with medical equipment. That's incredible. So that's almost a month later. This incident happened on the 12th, and it's a month later. What's he doing tampering with the equipment? Sorry about that. This is what I deal with pretty much every time I go live. Last week, Smith, the father, was arrested over the incident and on Tuesday denied bond. He remains in cell 16 at the Salt Lake City Metro Jail, but could be considered for release at a new hearing on Monday. Well, I heard that hearing, and I'm going to show it to you here if I can even find it. And I'll find it. Wow. The police described Smith's trek with his kids as ill-prepared and extremely selfish, noting that despite seeing them struggle, he forced them to hike into the summit. Okay, here are some pictures. There's one. Good grief. And then this is them happier times. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to pull up the one where he talks to a judge. Hard, okay, well, you'll hear it. Okay, I want to make it bigger if I can. Why won't it get bigger? Oofta. All right, so I'm going to move this back so I can set it up here. I have a stand and everything, but I don't know if I want to deal with the stand when I can, well, yeah, I might have to. This is an old iPad. I don't have all the fixins like everyone else. There we go. All right. Get a couple.
By Judge Ruby Mills. So, sir, no in-person, no
What?
telephonic, no electronic, no written contact. You may not go where they live or go to school. You may not have anyone else contact them for you, so no passing messages to them through anyone else. And you may not
He's
possess a
up
weapon
there.
or any kind of ammunition while this case is pending. Mr. Smith, do you understand? And those expectations that I've laid out for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I will sign this order now. A copy will be served upon you at the jail. Mr. Smith, please make sure you talk to your lawyer about what this protective order means and how you can address it with your judge.
Okay, Your Honor. I was wondering if you might consider a pre-release.
Are
Let's
you
see.
kidding?
Mr. Ross, what is the state's position on a request for a pretrial supervised release?
That's a hard no, Your Honor. I haven't had an opportunity to bring the victim to weigh in on this, and I direct the court to the declaration of probable cause. There's a significant safety risk, and a no bail warrant is absolutely appropriate.
Okay. Mr. Smith, I did have a chance to read through the charging document before the hearing today. I read it when it was first filed, and then I reminded myself of its contents this morning. There is substantial evidence to support the charge in this charges case, Mr. Smith, and I do find by a clear and convincing standard that you would be a danger to the alleged victims if you were released today. Now, that's not a permanent decision, Mr. Smith. It's a temporary one, and it can be reviewed as soon as your next hearing in front of Judge Ruby Mills. But, sir, you will remain in custody until that detention hearing and until Judge Ruby Mills decides to release you. Your court date with her for that detention hearing will be December 8th at 9 a.m. So that's next Monday, Mr. Smith. That gives you a limited window of time in which to talk to your attorney. So my strong suggestion for you is that you reach out to them starting tomorrow afternoon. Get a hold of the lawyer who's been assigned to your case so they can go through the facts of the case with you and answer your questions.
Okay, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, do you have any questions about anything we've talked about here today? But before you do that, I will caution you, do not tell me anything about the facts of the case, what did or did not happen on the day in question.
Yes, Your Honor. Is there anything that I can do to show that I'm not a danger or threat?
Okay. Well, Mr. Smith, that's an excellent discussion for you to have with your lawyer. At this stage of the proceedings, there's not anything further for us to decide. I've made my decisions in the case today. But like I said, you will have the chance to review those decisions in front of Judge Ruby Mills, and your lawyer can help you do that. So keep in contact with them, make sure you follow their advice, and give them all the information they need.
Okay.
Okay. Then in that case, Mr. Smith, you're good to step back. I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Oh my God. Thank you. See, I didn't know I was muted. I thought an advertisement was going to come on right away after that court hearing. Thank you, Mary Jane Doe, so much. So somebody asked me, oh no, the first thing I said was yesterday was December 8th, right? So I'm going to try to dig up information and find out what happened at that court hearing. And that's going to be what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, among probably other things. Somebody asked in chat what my channel is about. 2.5 years ago, I always sort of repeat these same words, but it was serial killers from all over the world, like that weird lady in Denmark that, oh my God, she drugged her friends. They thought they knew her for 5 years, I think. Had them over, had wine, and drugged their wine, and then hit them over the head, and I'm cutting to the chase. Made cookies out of them. All right. And yeah, so there's a lot of weirdos out there all over the world. And then I did, if you look through my videos, there's more cases than anyone's aware of. About 35 every year. That's a lot of people going on cruise ships and going missing. They go missing. They're pushed overboard, or like that one guy that was married and on his honeymoon. I just saw a few months ago those guys. I think they were Greek. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Allegedly, they seem really sketch to me. They knew a lot of details about him when he went to his room, and I don't know, all this stuff, and there's still nothing on that, and the parents are still fighting. And he came up missing, but his blood was, down below on the deck, and somebody pushed him over that, and it's whatever. But and then there's Amy Bradley, who's out there, who I even think she's still alive. Well, maybe not now, but as recent as 2 years ago, people spotted her flanked on the beach by these men in I don't want to misspeak, but something like Puerto Vallarta, something like that. And she was looking back at this man and trying to kind of say help her, but not, she didn't want to get in trouble. She'd probably get beat. So they believe she's being trafficked, and it's been quite a few years have gone by now. And there came up of her with this long wig on and all this extra makeup because she had really short hair. Shorter than mine. This is a bob. Believe it or not, this is a bob. But anyway, her hair was sort of pixie short, and she was dancing and the lead singer of this band, allegedly, I think he's the one that did something with her. I really, really do. And you guys can just look up Amy Bradley missing on some kind of cruise ship. And what's sad is she didn't even really want to go. She was afraid of the water. She went with her brother, her mother, her father. Yeah. And, so she was more than likely drugged or something and put in a box or a suitcase and let off that ship. Yeah, it's incredible. Um, so anyway, I did a program on that, and there's more, right? There's people all over. And so anyway, I covered different things than just the regular true crime out there community, right? Of everyone doing the same uh, topic or case. So anyway, yeah, if people are, and I never know when I'm going live, there's no set time. Sometimes it's earlier than this. Sometimes in the beginning it was later. But, I'm getting older and I've got to get some sleep. So now it's a little earlier. But I have dancing at the beginning of almost all my videos, almost. And it just kind of loosens me up and gets me in the mood to socialize with people on here. Because, I could have a lot of friends and all that, but I have a few close friends in this town in Washington State that I've known since 1991 when I moved here to remarry my ex. Now I'm divorced, and I don't want to say I'm stuck here, but I kind of am because both of my kids were born in this state. And also, I didn't want to move to the Midwest when they were little because I wanted them to be able to go to the same school and then the next one with their friends. And because I moved a lot when I was little. I was born in Vermillion, South Dakota, and then I moved to Vermont with my, when I was younger, I was in Vermont. Well, I was in kindergarten and that kind of thing in South Dakota. And then in Vermont, both of my parents were English teachers. My father was a professor at the college in Lyndonville. And so I went there, and I remember being there for first, second, and third grade. Then we went back to South Dakota. I lived with my dad from the age of 10 to 14. So those years I was in South Dakota. My mom was having a hard time in her life. We'll just leave it at that. I was with just my sister and my dad through those formidable years. Age 10 to 14. So, and then after that, Ashley and I, my sister, moved to Vermont, back there again, to be with my mom. And I was there through middle and high school. Yeah. And it's just all over the place. And then I took Greyhound buses from Vermont to Seattle by myself, and then Seattle to Vermont, because my ex, I guess he didn't know what he wanted. I don't know. And so I was put on planes and buses and this and that and the other thing. And honestly, it was hell. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Riding a Greyhound bus across the entire United States twice, it's kind of intense. Being a female alone, I didn't even have a friend with me. But it was interesting. It was interesting. We were in North Dakota, and it was 40 below zero, and everyone got off the bus and went into this little restaurant, and I didn't have any money. What money I had was gone, and this guy bought me dinner, which I thought was really sweet. And I wasn't scared of him, and I was more trusting back then. He was around my age, in the 20s, and he got off the bus in Minnesota. And yeah, you don't want to let other people live your life, and that's why, even though people don't want me on here, oh, why are you dancing? Why are you wearing that? Why are you talking about this topic? Why aren't you friends with so-and-so, right? Why did that happen on that creators. Who cares? It's my life. I mean, people need to focus on their own lives instead of what other creators are doing or what people are saying in other people's chats. That's what I've learned about this, maybe not this community, but people I've met and even gone over to their channels recently. Um, it, 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 it all, it's constantly focusing on what other people are saying on other channels and then bashing them for it. Who the fuck cares? Like, really? And then calling them names and then dragging them. The next thing is dragging them for what? Days, weeks, freaking months, even. Okay? I mean, it's really shocking. It's as immature as like a first grader, not even middle school. It's weird. You have to have a, a tough skin to be a YouTuber these days. You just do. And I didn't. When I went up on Dolly Vision way back, sub up to his channel, he's got 82,000 almost or whatever. And I've said this before, but I got some notoriety because I was co-host with him for 3 months 2 years ago. So people that liked me over there were telling me you should start your own channel. And I didn't want to, and I didn't for a whole year. And then I did. But I did not have a thick skin. And I still cry now and then. And I'm not afraid to show my emotions on here and to talk about real stuff, right? Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Now, the other story, I'm going to mute it. Oh, and one more thing. I was married to my ex. He was with his family in Seattle, Bellevue area. Or no, he was in Aberdeen then. I don't think he's watching, but he didn't treat me like a wife. He was just talking to family and ignoring me, and I was like, why am I in here? What's going on or something? He went golfing with his family and just left me with his, older mother at the house. And and here I am, and I'm like, what? It just was so weird. And he drove me all sternly and strictly, like with his sister, to the damn airport. And I was, wait, no, that was the second time. Yeah, we were married. I was 27. And because we got married in Vermont, because he was at New York New York Plattsburgh Air Force Base thing, whatever, and his family couldn't be at his wedding because they were in. And so anyway, when we drove over there later on, he was just having issues left and right with me. I mean, he married me and then he didn't like anything about me. Like, it was weird. He was like, how come you don't wear foundation and a lot of makeup like others? So it was just weird. And I remember things got so bad, he put me in the vehicle, not put me, but he said, I'm taking you to the airport and you're going back to Vermont. And I remember crying and I felt scared. And he just handed me like $700 or something. It was really weird. He threw my suitcase. He did, out on the ground. I was bawling. I was scared. I was young, and I had to wait until a red-eye flight it's called red eye flight till 1 in the morning. So I had to wait 12 hours because it was like 1 in the afternoon. And I was so hysterical. I was such a mess that a guy that was working there, I just walked up to a desk, one of the desks for where I don't even know, probably any desk. And they took my suitcase and they put it in a locker for me, locked up my suitcase for me so I could just mill around, and get a cup of soup or whatever. But that was the longest damn depressing day, one of them. Yeah, well, he wasn't, gay, but he was young and he was in the Air Force. And I'm telling you, people when they're young and in the military, they're kind of into themselves, to say the least. Not everybody. I'm not judging military people here. They're hard workers and they're over there and everything. He ended up being military cop. So anyway, and that'll explain some of it too, right? Yeah, I mean it's intense. I mean, people don't know what I've been through. So if I act a little crazy now and then, I've had a long, hard life. I mean, we all go through stuff, right? The thing is, I've never done hard drugs. Thank God. Who knows where I'd be if I got hooked on that crap. Anyway, yeah, so I remember, the flight came and I had to fly clear across the United States back to Vermont. And then, I mean, he won't remember this. So if he's even watching this, he'll deny it in his head because his alcoholism affects his brain really bad now. He's bad off. And he lives about 6 hours from here in Eastern Washington. I was working at Zachary's Pizza in Burlington, Vermont, and I got a phone call at like midnight. It was the weirdest thing. So that means it was, it was like 9 o'clock Washington side. But anyway, I took the phone call and I was just shocked, and it was him. And he wanted to unalive himself. So I felt bad for him, of course, and I got off work and I was on the phone with him all night so he wouldn't lay out in the middle of a damn road, because that's what he wanted to do, and get hit by a you know what. Thanks, Sub-Zero. Thank you. Well, I remember I had that 2 inches of hair here, but I felt like it was making my face look kind of long or something. So I went to my favorite little place and I said, I just want you to trim it around. So I look like I have a little bit of curl, but if you're going to get your hair cut like a wolf cut or an Asian wolf cut or anything, or even a bob, make sure they have a razor, not just layer it, especially if you have thick hair. So anyway, that was really traumatic. And that's just that's just one day out of thousands of days. All right, now let's get to this one other one, and then I'm going to close this down. My son is laughing at what I don't know. I think he's talking to someone on the phone. It's so good to hear him laugh because, he gets down on himself a lot. Okay. Oh no, that's up here. The other one's way up here. Okay, here we go. Now, this one, this is so weird, you guys. It's just freaking weird. Man allegedly seen leaving his girlfriend. Let me pull it up. The very first one right here. So I will show this one. There's so many. Now, This is the webcam, shows mountaineer allegedly leave dumped girlfriend to freeze to death on Austria's highest peak. For real. And then I think it's going to play, and it's a stupid commercial. Hello to the 111, the 111 out there. This is usually a pretty casual place. ADHD is here all the time too. And but it's been a little different this live. I don't really know why even. Okay. There's way too many commercials these days, you know? All right, so I'm just going to read it and show you this picture. This is the lighting. This is them. Okay? That's them climbing that mountain. Now, supposedly, allegedly, he leaves her there to go down and get help. But I guess they had some kind of special blanket he could have given her, which he didn't. She didn't want him to leave. She freezes to death. Like, it's really sad. Footage captured by a webcam showed the couple nearing the peak of the Grossglockner maybe, Gross, mountain in Austria. Okay, now this was back in January. And this is what it says. This is the couple's headlights, clearly visible on the side of the mountain during their ascent. The boyfriend, who is a more experienced climber, then allegedly set off to find help, but failed to shelter his partner from the wind or wrap her in aluminum rescue blankets to protect her from the freezing temperatures. I mean, if they had those with them, why on earth didn't he, like, I just don't know. The defendant, okay, he's been charged, left his girlfriend unprotected, exhausted, hypothermic, and disoriented about 50 meters, which is 160 feet below the summit cross of the Grossglockner. The woman froze to death, prosecutors said Thursday, while charging the boyfriend with grossly negligent manslaughter. Boy. So she was 33. The couple who were nearing the peak on January 19 at about 2 a.m. when the girlfriend apparently started struggling and couldn't go any further. Good grief. He was 36. All right. Now, I want to show that. Okay, I want to tell the whole story here. Now, this is a small picture, you know, and I've got things. Ow, 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 ow. Look at that mountain covered in snow. All right, it says, this was January 18. The woman was found dead the following morning. And this is Austria's highest peak, you guys. The fatal climb was caught on a webcam. Okay. I don't want to just repeat things. So it's a 12,460 foot peak using the Stuttlegrot route. A local webcam with footage publicly available online captured their headlights as they trekked up the mountain. At about 8:50 p.m. local time, the pair became stuck at around 165 feet from the summit, and by 10:50 p.m., rescuers began attempting to contact the 39-year-old man, though Austrian prosecutors said he had turned his phone off. Okay, is that the weirdest thing? Was this planned? Allegedly? Think about it. Why would he turn his phone off? Now I'm trying to really think about this. Was he just trying to save batteries so that he could call help if he found someone? I don't really get it. The weather dropped to sub-freezing temperatures and the winds picked up to 45 miles per hour. Okay, so okay. The man, prosecutors said, was an experienced climber, then allegedly set off to find help, but did not help his girlfriend take cover from the wind or wrap her in aluminum emergency blankets. The webcam then captured footage of a helicopter searching for the couple amid the snowy peaks. Yeah. I mean, she was struggling, so maybe she was struggling to even breathe up there, right? It's hard to breathe. So if she couldn't breathe, she couldn't really walk. But he didn't want to die. But the thing is, if he has those blankets with him, God, give her one at least. I mean, I don't know. Okay, now. Okay. The helicopter searching for the couple amid the snowy peaks, and prosecutors said police were eventually able to contact the man, though it's unclear what was said during the phone call. By 2 a.m., the man began hiking by himself down the mountain, leaving his girlfriend behind. Footage allegedly shows his lone headlight making its way down the mountain, and the woman's light eventually runs out of battery. She had to have known she was going to freeze to death right there. At around 3:30 a.m., the man made contact with mountain rescue services, but then allegedly turned off his phone again. He put his phone on silent and stowed it away, prosecutors alleged. Rescuers continued their search for the woman throughout the night, and by the time they found her at 10 a.m., she had died. Wow. Despite the woman's inexperience, as she had never undertaken an alpine high-altitude tour of this length, difficulty, and altitude, and despite the challenging winter conditions, the defendant undertook the alpine high-altitude tour to the Grossglockner via the Stuttlegrot with her in winter, said the prosecutors. Since the defendant, unlike his girlfriend, was already very experienced with alpine high-altitude tours and had planned the tour, he was to be considered the responsible guide of the tour, they added. Prosecutors also accused the man of starting the tour around 2 hours later than scheduled and of not bringing sufficient emergency equipment. According to the Daily Mail, the man's trial is set to begin in February. Was that February of last year? I doubt it. It's a whole year later. It's probably this year in February. I need to make a note of this and see what I can find on this. If convicted, he could be sentenced to up to 3 years in prison. What? Oh my gosh, you guys. What on earth? 3 years. Oh, well, you know why? In those countries out there, you can unalive someone and get 16. I'm not kidding. Look it up. I mean, there's no real life hardly in those countries. Now, there are pictures of this man and this woman. They're both quite young, right? But they're on Instagram. And I was going to show them. And way down on the bottom this afternoon, it said you could get a copyright. So I'm not going to show them. Hi, Wanda Steves. I'm doing good. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. You're going through you're not medical. Well, yeah, they are medical. You're going through your stuff. I hope you're doing okay. Okay. Oh, I want to show these pictures. I better not. I'll get a copyright. Check out this one. Okay, here's a bigger picture of it. Hey, honey. I'll protect you. I'll keep you safe. I know what I'm doing. Let's go hiking. Okay, babe. And this was in Carinthia, Carinthia, Austria. A man was arrested, now facing charges after he allegedly left his girlfriend to die. I mean, it's really quite sad. If he just went off to get help and was just in a hurry and too nervous, but there's no excuse, right? I mean, I highly doubt, right? It's not going to be first degree murder, allegedly. People are so sick. Okay, trigger warning. And I forgot to say that. We put that in the chat. Mary Jane Doe. Look at this. I just came across. What a freaking punk. You know what he did? 16-year-old allegedly covered his newborn in snow and shot her twice, leaving her to die. Ugh. People are so sick. There's so much stuff comes in, you guys, on my People True Crime. Some of it is just too out there and gross to say on here. So I don't. There's another winter disaster. Sad story. Oh, this was clear back in 2021. Why do these things come up so far later? This was in Albany, Wisconsin. A 16-year-old father allegedly, I think I can say murdered, I don't know, his newborn child by covering her in snow and shooting her twice after he and the mother decided they couldn't keep the baby. That was the reason? What the heck? Okay, so it was 2021, January 5th. A teenage girl gave birth to a baby girl. Father of the child, 16-year-old Logan Krukenberg Anderson, reportedly took the child out of the house where she was born and was not seen again, prompting the mother's father to call 911. Interviewing the mother, the police said they didn't want to keep the child. He claimed that he paid a friend named Tyler $60 to drop the child off at an adoption center in Madison. This is what Krukenberg Anderson, the father said to the police. At some point after this claim, Krukenberg Anderson reportedly admitted to police that he actually took the newborn child out to the middle of the woods, covered her naked body in snow, left her to die of exposure. He said that he could, oh, you guys. He said he could still hear. Well, see, that's not even true. He said it was just snow and left her to die. And then he tells the cops, trigger warning, he said he could still hear the baby crying as he walked away. Yeah, right. Krukenberg Anderson led officers to where he claimed the abandoning occurred, and the investigators discovered the child had actually been shot. Okay, after the discovery, he reportedly confessed to shooting the infant twice in the you-know-where. He was charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding the corpse of a child. The now 21-year-old, oh, this is why it's coming in later. He was 16 then. Now he's 21, appeared in court for his final pre-trial appearance on Tuesday. His trial will reportedly take place on October 27. So that's all done. I mean, just, it's ridiculous. All right, you guys, that's just so depressing. I should try to end it with something happier. What? I don't know. Here, I'll show cats out of the bag really quick. It's all these little sayings about cats. Okay, the first official cat show in Great Britain was an exhibition at London's Crystal Palace in July 1871, organized by Harrison Wire. Lots of people and 160 cool cats showed up to compete for $100 in prize money. Here's another fact. The Egyptians were the first humans to tame the cat. The Kafir or Cape cat, Felis labica, is believed to be the wild ancestor of the domestic cat. Weird. I've never read these things. And the reason is they had some free little books. And I got this one and another one at our veterinarian place when I brought Panda in to get his exam. 401 perfectly pleasing tidbits for cat lovers. Cats Out of the Bag. A Cat Lover's Delight, compiled by Terry, Dawn, and Ken Beck. This would be a good Christmas present. One more thing I'm going to read. There's 3 on each page. One summer night in 1955 in Keston, England, or Keaston. I don't know. Keaston, England. Winifred Mansell's pet cat, Ginny, came limping home. Mrs. Mansell removed what she thought to be glass from Ginny's left front foot. The glass proved to be 2 diamonds worth around $600 apiece. Could Ginny have been a cat burglar? Okay, cutester. All right, you guys. Oh, wow. Yeah, I always shop like 2 or 3 days before, sometimes 5. Yeah, I'm going to get Christmas stuff out tomorrow. Usually I have it all out by the 1st, December 1st, but I don't know. None of us, we're not depressed, you know, and all that, but it's just hard, you know, when even though I didn't have a Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything with my family for many, 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 many years. That's why when people judge me and go, how can you go 5 years without seeing your mom or your dad or your sister? Well, when they live in the Midwest or Missouri, like where my sister is, and you don't have the money and you're going through issues with your child and you go through a divorce and you go through things in life, it can't always happen. And they're busy too. They were traveling, her and her husband, selling. Thank you, selling. Thank you, ADHD. That's sweet. Selling his sculptures that he would make, and so they'd pull a trailer thing. They sent me pictures, and they'd go to different counties and different states and sell these for thousands of dollars for people to rent or even buy. Yeah, his sculptures. They were huge. They were made out of all kinds of things, glass, porcelain, marble, whatever. Yeah, and that's what they did. So, she traveled a lot. And then she was a home care nurse every day up to the age of, I think it was 71. Because she sent me a letter and she said she's the oldest home care nurse, traveling to people's homes on the shift there in Iowa. I came across that letter the other day. I have a bag with letters lined up, hundreds from my mom, and hundreds from my dad, and hundreds from my sister, and I mean hundreds. And I save them all. It's my past. It's my family. It's I'm a Midwestern girl. I don't belong in this state. It's just not. You know what I mean? I mean, I shouldn't say that. My kids were born here. I guess I just, for people that want to judge me, I'm going to end with this. I sacrificed my own happiness at times to see my family. We're all getting older. And even when there were times I thought I could go see them, I couldn't. And my dad's wife had Alzheimer's, so he was taking care of her at home, not in a nursing home. He did everything for her. He wiped her bottom. When they'd go in the car and go to a park, he had toilet paper along and pillows. I have lots of pictures. It was pictures. Back in those days, it wasn't pictures on a phone. It was Polaroid, Kodak, whatever pictures. And then the other thing is, my mom was not, because I talked to her about it like 5 years ago in FaceTime. She didn't want to do it. She did not. And so I didn't push it with her. She's like, oh, Megan, we can talk on the phone, So all of you that can just hop on with your family now, you're blessed. You're lucky. Don't take them for granted, because people can get sick like that. All right. Try to look at the cup half full, not half empty. That's what I try to do every day. Thanks for being here. This has been fun. So many people and comments and sitting out there, 115 still watching me from the bushes. It means a lot to me. Yeah. I think I'd be way, way too lonely if I didn't have you two. I've taken 2 different 3-month breaks. The second one, I wasn't going to come back after my mom passed, and then I had that stress-induced heart attack. There's people out there, you guys, saying, oh, you didn't have a real heart attack. That's not a real heart attack. My cardiologist calls it a heart attack. I have to have an echocardiogram to see if the muscle is healed. It is a heart attack. It's also called broken heart syndrome. It is. So people need to stop judging, stop cyberbullying, stop making your damn content on others. Okay? Talk about yourself and your friends and good times instead of others all the time. Okay? I mean, if you look back at my lives, I've had my moments with people. I've screamed, I've cried, I've done all kinds of things. It'll make you sick. It'll make you sick. So, between that and a mom that I hadn't seen for way too many years because we thought we had more time. Every year that went by when I was on the phone with her, well, next summer, next summer, next summer. And then I couldn't. And then she had company. And then Ashley got sick and she drove down there to see my sister. I can't leave my son. He may be 29. He's not in a home. Eventually, and he knows this, he's going to have to be. I can't do all this when I'm 75. You know what I mean? I'm his caretaker. His dad chose to move away. So, I remind Parker of that because I can't remember why. They're not even talking right now. He's blocked his dad since October because every text gets more vicious and mean. And he has anxiety issues. So he blocked him again. Well, guess what? He's done this before. The longest time was 5 months. And all my ex does is get on the phone. Dad was mad at you then. Dad was mad. No, that's not really accountability. Accountability is, I'm really sorry. It's never going to happen again. He always says that. And then it does. It's just ridiculous. He's mad at a lot of things. He throws girlfriends in my son's face when my son can barely go to the store. Why he's going to go to a bar and get taken advantage of. He doesn't even want to go. He's been to a bar once when he was 21. He went with a friend and he spent like $70 or whatever. I'm so thankful that he doesn't want to just venture out like that at night on his own. He's on the autism spectrum, you guys. I probably never damn see him again. He shares everything about his life, and people on the autism spectrum are very kind of gullible at times, but they're at risk. Look it up if you don't believe me. Yeah. All right. This is Brewed Awakening, like the coffee, because people are asking me where I got the name. There's a little coffee shop or drive-through called Brewed Awakening, and I saw it this past summer. The sign, I never really noticed it before. Well, I never went there before, but this summer we got a nice big coffee with whipped cream, frappuccino, and I was like, oh, I like that. You think you guys drink a lot of coffee? Washingtonians are crazy. They're crazy with there's so much coffee drinking in this state. It's in the soil. The coffee grounds are in the soil. I read that somewhere. I was like, gee, I'm not surprised. I had my first cup of coffee at the AA hall 14 years ago. I was 49, 61, 2, 3, yep, 14 years ago. My first cup of coffee, and then I was hooked. Yeah. Starbucks is based out of Washington. There you go. That doesn't surprise me at all. You're brewing a pot right now. I haven't had any yet today, and I made a big Mr. Coffee pot, I haven't had any. Okay, I love you guys. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. I have little super chats now if anybody wants to, I don't know if tip is the right word. If you enjoyed any of my content, I have little super chats, super thanks. If any of you would be willing to hit that hype, it's a whole new thing, and I read about it. I watched a video last night. What does it do? It's not the algorithms. It does something. It gives you points for something, and it gets your channel out there more or something. So just think, if all of you hit the hype, how that would help me. It's incredible. So yeah, and look at my memberships. Look at my badges. I have Stomp the Stigma. Well, that's the saying here in Washington. Stomp something for mental challenges. I have one of those as a badge. When you're on my channel for a while, there is a guy in chaps, and they're bare in front and back. But guess what? He has on jeans. Okay, so I thought that would be kind of cute for the 3rd or 4th month. And there's one of my avatar, and then, like I said, the little kitties and the little guinea pigs. Just at least check it out. And I'm not sure if I've seen them on Vertical Lives. Oh, the memberships thing. Well, somebody told me when I do this YouTube live instead of StreamYard, was it you that said there was a little $sign down below for a super chat? Do you see that? Maybe you, my iPad's, it's 10%, I have 10% left. Do you see that down there? Because I asked someone. No. Oh, interesting. Wow. I'm going to hit my highlight a couple of times. I don't really do shorts. YouTube, this is a new thing where you can hit this highlight thing, and they like do it for you. They choose what area. Yeah. All right. Well, that's weird, because somebody like a month ago when I first, got monetized, they said there was the dollar bill thing down there if somebody did want to do a super chat or something. I don't know. Maybe I have to do StreamYard. I'm getting a small headache. All right, you guys. I'm gonna look up these court dates of these different cases and see if I can't cover it. These are pretty damn serious allegations. So hopefully I'll be here tomorrow. Sometimes I need a day off to rest, catch up on things. What? Mark passes away? What? The only Mark I know is Mark T333. Don't tell me something's happened to him. I don't believe it. I shouldn't even be addressing it. I don't believe it. I'll say it right here. I hope to God that's not factual. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. Just check it all out if you don't mind. Please hit the like for me. Oh, how weird. Weird, Mary Jane Doe. Thank you. Well, I'll watch back my live and I'll see if it's on there when I watch back my live. What? Oh, Mark posted on his page 2 hours ago. Yeah, I doubt anything's happened in the last 2 hours. But yeah, check everything out. Subscribe to me if you're willing to. And I've gotten a lot of likes for this video. That's really, really nice. That cheers me up. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Hope to see you all next time.